And a very happy Tuesday to you at 12:07 in the West. It's the John Phillips Show. Mr. Randy Wings in Culver City.
John, today the LA County Board of Supervisors is holding a hearing on the after-action report to find out everything that went wrong with the Palisades fire and the Eaton fire, and it went about what you'd expected to go.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Madam Chair.
And again, thank you. Thank you, Supervisor, for that.
I want to thank all my colleagues.
I didn't edit that.
Thank you.
That wasn't spliced together. I literally turned on the YouTube channel, and this is what you hear.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Madam Chair.
And again, thank you. Thank you, Supervisor, for that.
I want to thank all my colleagues.
And Barbara Ferrer didn't get in on the action?
She wasn't invited.
No, thank you.
There's our girl. 800-222-5222 is the telephone number, 1-800-222-5222. Well, Randy, we have a couple of updates on some stories that we spent some time talking about yesterday and last week.
Let's start with the fact that it looks like enough attention is being paid to that San Ramon Jewelry store robbery with 25 suspects who shot their way out and stole over $1 million that the few people they have caught so far, they're throwing the book at, including one guy who is now on bail for $8 million.
Ooh, the no bail crowd isn't going to want to hear that.
He's being held on $8 million. Nobody has posted the $8 million bail, although I guess if you took all the money that you stole with the jewelry combined, maybe you could use that as collateral, but I don't think they'll let you do that.
No.
For more, here's ABC 7 in the Bay.
Nearly 24 people were caught on camera during a dramatic jewelry heist in San Ramon.
Yeah, the video was remarkable. And today, one suspect was in court. ABC 7 News reporter Luz Pena has been following this story and is live in Martinez. Luz?
Yes, Dan, the suspect that was in court today has been identified as Jimmy Mac Ray. According to the public defender, he's a father of two who worked.
Oh, great.
A father of two. Gee, I wonder if his kids are going to turn into doctors or lawyers.
Who works at a nonprofit in San Francisco. Police found jewelry.
Wait, what?
Wait a minute. Back that tape up a second.
Yes, Dan, the suspect that was in court today has been identified as Jimmy Mac Ray. According to the public defender, he's a father of two who works at a nonprofit in San Francisco. Police found...
What?
A father of two who works at a nonprofit in San Francisco. Gee, I wonder if it's one of these phony baloney nonprofits that gets money from the government to hire a bunch of criminals.
You mean like Urban Alchemy?
Exactly like Urban Alchemy.
And we know from former Mayor London Breed how effective they were.
People have been stabbed in Urban Alchemy. They've been shot. They've been attacked. And they still show up every single day as an alternative to policing for this community.
Gee, I wonder why she lost.
What was the guy's name again?
Jamie Mac Ray? Hold on.
Yes, Dan, the suspect that was in court today has been identified as Jimmy Mac Ray.
Jimmy Mac Ray.
Jimmy Mac Ray. All right, let's do a Google search on him. Do a Google on the YouTube and see if anything shows up.
I think it's Mac with a K, not Mac with a C. So M-A-C-K.
M-A-C-K.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Does this guy have other charges? Because the first thing that happened when I did a Google on the YouTube with the name Jimmy Mac Ray, who has now been identified, was a story from 2 years ago where he pled no contest to a single count of pimping a teen girl for sex.
Was it in the Bay Area?
Yes, it was. That was in the Mercury News.
Does it say where Mr. Mac Ray was working?
I'm looking at the story right now. This comes from the Mercury News, February 20th, 2023. A Bay Area man is set to be released from jail next month as part of a plea deal with Alameda County prosecutors to dismiss human trafficking charges against him in favor of a pimping conviction. So this happened under Pammy Price's watch.
Quite frankly.
Jimmy Mac Ray pled no contest to a single count of pimping a teen girl. In exchange, was given a year of county jail and 2 years of probation. So he's still on probation.
You can tell he's reformed. Does it say where he's working, though?
This does not say anything about his employment history. Maybe, just maybe, after that year in jail while on probation, he got hired by a San Francisco nonprofit to not commit crime.
So, in theory, he was hired by one of these nonprofits after he pled guilty to pimping, or he was working for the nonprofit before that, and they didn't have a problem with it, and they allowed him to stay there.
Wait, now I'm looking at a story from September 15th, 2020 on Berkeley side about Jimmy Mac Ray when he was 22, charged with a robbery of a TV cameraman at a Berkeley synagogue.
Oh, you can't make this up. And keep in mind, every time he would get arrested, from the point of view of Pamela Price and all the prosecutors and Gavin Newsom and everyone else, it's quote unquote accountability. They would argue with you and say, oh no, we don't allow crimes to occur in California. We catch you, we prosecute you, we demand accountability. Well, from their point of view, he's been given accountability for all of these offenses, which allowed him to participate in a robbery that resulted in $1 million in jewels being stolen.
Allegedly. But yes,
allegedly.
You look at this from just a simple Google on the YouTube. I'm not an investigator. I have the same access to the same technology that everyone else has. We found 2 different stories of 2 different major charges that this guy has faced. Pimping out a teen, which he got a light sentence for, and a robbery of a cameraman, which he got a light sentence for, and was on probation when he participated in this heist in San Ramon.
Okay, so just to clarify the spelling of the name, it's Jimmy, Jimmy.
Yes.
Last name, or is it a middle name, Mac, and then Ray is the last name?
That's correct.
Okay, so Jimmy Mac, M-A-C-K, space Ray, R-A-Y.
That is what I have found. Several different stories. Apparently now he's 27 and he lives in Vallejo.
You can't make this up. Okay, I'm going to type in Jimmy Mac Ray employment.
Good luck with
that. See if that comes up.
While Johnny does his research, let's continue with the story.
Jimmy Mac Ray, according to the public defender, he's a father of 2.
Wait, we did all the Googling, but what if I actually did a Google on the YouTube? Jimmy Mac Ray. Do I get any hits on that? No, I get Martha Reeves and the Vandells, Jimmy Mac. But we're doing our digging in real time, people. We don't have a news department. We just borrow from everybody else's.
Jimmy Mac Ray, according to the public defender, he's a father of 2 who works at a nonprofit in San Francisco. Police found
someone has to know what that nonprofit is. I know we have a lot of people who work in the city of San Francisco. Maybe you have access to databases that we don't. Please tell me what nonprofit in San Francisco is paying this guy to rob a jewelry store.
Oh, we have to find out.
Jewelry in his possession connecting him to this crime. A week after the brazen robbery at Heller Jewelers in San Ramon's Bishop Branch, one of the 4 suspects arrested was in court Monday.
Free staff, he's innocent.
He said he wasn't there.
Free staff, he's innocent. That's exactly right. He was not there. He's innocent.
Sure.
And this is the guy who pled guilty to pimping and what was the first one? Robbing a cameraman?
At a synagogue.
His girlfriend coming out of the courtroom making his stance clear.
Okay, so he's not married.
Oh, that's a shocker. Wait a minute. You say Jimmy is living in sin?
They didn't say his baby mama. This might be a new girl.
His girlfriend coming out of the courtroom making his stance clear. 27-year-old Jimmy Mac Ray denied the allegations. His public defender saying on behalf of Ray, he's not guilty. He was not at the incident at all. Ray is facing 13 counts of second-degree robbery, 1 count of conspiracy to commit a crime. Each robbery has an enhancement that can add additional years to his sentence.
This is how it's supposed to work. We are finally in a different era, and hopefully we actually see, to use everyone's favorite word, some accountability with this over and over and over again repeat criminal that we were slapping on the wrist.
Okay, I think I found more information about Mr. Mac Ray. This coming from the Contra Costa Herald. Here's what they said. Jimmy Ray will be arraigned on September 29th at 1:30 p.m. in Contra Costa Superior Court in Martinez. According to the Contra Costa County Sheriff's Office, the 5 feet 11 inch tall, 170-pound suspect is non-Hispanic. That's a weird way of describing someone's race. A non-Hispanic? Well, you could be white, you could be Asian, you could be black, you could be Native American. A non-Hispanic is how they describe him in the paper.
Why not go further than that? He's a non-woman.
He was born on February the 20th, 1998, and being held on no bail. According to localcrimenews.com, Jimmy Ray has a history of arrests by multiple agencies dating to 2017, including by Solano County Sheriff's deputies on July 19th, 2025, for crimes including possession of ammunition, manufacturing, importing, or sale of large capacity magazine, and violation of probation, plus 5 times for robbery, 3 times for grand theft, twice each for burglary, use of a firearm, addict in possession of a firearm, elder or dependent adult abuse, threats of violence and vandalism, as well as for human trafficking of a victim under 18, unlawfully causing a minor to engage in a commercial sex act, petty theft, and other charges. And this guy was born in 1998?
Yep.
Okay, so he's 18 years younger than me. You want me to go through that list again?
Go for it.
Okay. Jimmy Ray has a history of arrests by multiple agencies dating to 2017, including by Solano County Sheriff's deputies on July 19th, 2025, for crimes including possession of ammunition, manufacturing, importing, or sale of a large capacity magazine, and violation of probation, plus 5 times for robbery, 3 times for grand theft, twice each for burglary, use of a firearm, addict in possession of a firearm, elder or dependent adult abuse, threats of violence and vandalism, as well as for human trafficking of a victim under 18, unlawfully causing a minor to engage in a commercial sex act, petty theft, and a variety of other charges.
That's one hell of a rap sheet in just the last 8 years.
We have to find out where he's working.
Someone's got to know. What is the nonprofit?
So
who would hire this guy after hearing all of that?
Well, there are nonprofits that specialize in hiring felons. Karen Bass, when she presented her budget that included all of these cuts and the potential layoffs that now have been averted, she presented her budget to the Black Lives Matter people to tell them that one of the jobs she was making sure she kept was the community interventionists, which are people that just get out of prison that she said if we don't give them a 50% raise, they'll return to a life of crime.
This is unreal. And they describe him as a non-Hispanic. I have never heard of that before. This is Randy Wang, a non-Asian.
That is true.
So his family member was in court today and said that he was not there. He did not.
He's on video. They don't throw the book at you unless they have evidence.
He denies these allegations. What's your response to that?
Well, everyone, of course, is innocent until they are proven, until the charges are proven. The district attorney has that burden. We would not have filed a case if we did not think we had sufficient evidence to prove these charges beyond a reasonable doubt.
The Contra Costa County District Attorney confirmed they have evidence that connects the suspect to the crime.
So far from the investigation that the police have reported that the vehicles that they arrived...
I want to talk to his PO. Who exactly was monitoring this guy?
Apparently no one.
That the vehicles that they arrived in and the vehicles that they used for the getaway were alleged to be stolen cars. We know that the amount of jewelry that was taken is estimated to be $1.7 million.
And sent a message to the other people involved who have yet to be arrested.
When you commit these acts in Contra Costa County, please know that the police will make every effort to apprehend. And when they're apprehended, the district attorney's office will prosecute to the fullest extent of the law.
Hey, what? We have yet another DA that's not using the A word.
Okay, but it's nice that they get with the program now. Why didn't someone get with the program before? Because apparently this guy broke the law in multiple counties.
The district attorney's office said only $100,000 in jewelry has been recovered in this case. Ray's bail was set at $8 million. His next court hearing is set for October 10th.
How much, just if you could get an actuary to look at all of those crimes over the last near decade in just the Bay Area, how much has this one guy cost us compared to if we just kept him in prison?
Which is exactly what Gavin Newsom and company don't want to do.
Jimmy McRae, please, I am begging you, if you have any idea as to what nonprofit in San Francisco is employing this guy, we gots to know.
And Randy, yesterday's show went by so fast. I think you and I spoke off the air after about 2 hours, and we said, where did this show go? Well, if you missed it, or maybe it flew by so fast you didn't even really have an opportunity to pay attention to all of it, you can go back and find out what you missed out on.
All you got to do is search for The John Phillips Show wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's the Apple Podcasts app, iHeart, Spotify. Search for The John Phillips Show. Hit subscribe. You could download all the episodes. You could do what George Gascon does to himself in the middle of the night.
Do a Google on YouTube.
You can get the free KABC app. You can get the free KSFO app. You can get the free KMJ Now app because we're on that station Saturdays at 2. There are so many different ways to listen live to these radio stations, whether it's on the air or on streaming or on any device that you like, and download all the podcasts, including yesterday, which had in the 12 o'clock hour our reaction to Ashley Zavala's interview with this guy.
I may be criticized and dragged through the mud for it and get my wig snatched, as the gay guys say.
In the meantime, what do you say we make a couple of listeners very happy?
Well, a couple of Orange County listeners are going to love this one. 790 KABC welcomes Some Like It Hot at the Segerstrom Hall on October 7th through the 19th. Tickets are on sale now at scfta.org. But right now, caller number 9 at 1-888-795-2222 gets a pair of tickets to the show on October 8th. Tickets furnished by the Segerstrom Center for the Arts in Costa Mesa. Good luck dialing.
Let's go to Bill in Torrance. Bill, hello.
Yes, hi. I heard a story on the news years ago, because you were talking about the guy that got arrested for a girl prostitution. And this case made it to the Supreme Court, and they said the technical definition of pimping was recruiting women into prostitution. And this guy's defense was they were already. You sound exactly like the announcers when they told the story.
I guess if the judge is willing to buy it, go for it.
Just to be careful, I had to dump that punchline. Let's just say I know of 2 very popular radio people that got suspended for that word. So, actually, I know 3 very popular radio people that got suspended for that word.
Well, 2 of them had an ampersand between them.
And one was Imus.
All right, Randy, let's do another update on another crime story that we did yesterday.
Well, something that was completely outrageous was the lewd acts of the WeHo Peeper, a man running around West Hollywood with a beer can in his hand, dropping trow and
doing the most with his hands.
He's been arrested. And apparently he's been arrested over and over and over again.
You don't say.
For more, here's a report from NBC4 in Los Angeles.
The top story here tonight out of West Hollywood. That's where a known peeping Tom has been arrested yet again. Good evening once again, everybody. I'm Michael Brownlee.
And I'm Colleen Williams. That man was caught on camera, and sheriff's deputies.
All the things that he's done, that doesn't count as, getting on the sex offender registry?
Yeah, what do you have to do to make that list?
Good evening once again, everybody. I'm Michael Brownlee.
And I'm Colleen Williams. That man was caught on camera, and sheriff's deputies believe there may be more possible victims out there. NBC4's Alex Rozier spoke with a woman who says she's been targeted by this man. Alex joins us live from West Hollywood with more on her comments. Alex.
Yeah, Colleen and Michael, the sheriff's deputy arrested Jackie Henderson after deputies say...
All right, you want to Google him?
I'm afraid to.
Jackie Henderson after deputies say he approached a woman in her laundry room and exposed himself. And tonight we are hearing from another woman who said he showed up at her apartment too.
Chloe said she hasn't slept at her West Hollywood apartment in more than a week.
I live on the ground floor, and, living by yourself as a woman is scary enough as is. And so I definitely went and stayed with a friend.
She left.
She doesn't feel safe to stay in her apartment.
Well, would you?
She left after this incident last Sunday, captured on camera.
I got an alert. I woke up about 6 a.m. that around 4:30 in the morning, he had been staring into my window for 10 minutes and then walking around to the other units in my building and kind of peeking into theirs as well.
That is so creepy.
That's what you call leering.
The West Hollywood Sheriff's Station said the man in this video is Jackie Harrington.
We know who he is.
Jackie Harrington. Let's just see if I get a ping on the old internet here.
Oh, you'll get one.
Oh, wow. Okay, not that Jackie Harrington, because you know how Google likes to autocomplete? Apparently there was a Red Sox player named Jackie Harrington. So let's try Jackie Harrington, West Hollywood. Oh, yeah, there we go. Serial peeping Tom. He's bigger than I thought he would be.
Well, what do you mean by that?
He looks large and in charge.
You're saying he's morbidly obese?
Now I'm going to have to click on the story to get a better picture.
What do you say to a woman when you expose yourself to her when she's doing the laundry? Hey, lady, you know how to...
No. Sorry, Johnny. I had to dump that. That's all.
2 in 1 hour.
Let's all calm down. Trying to maintain our license here.
The West Hollywood Sheriff's Station said the man in this video is Jackie Harrington.
We know who he is. Every deputy that works here
as soon as they see him, they know, that's Jackie Harrington.
Deputies spotted him yesterday.
They've all had to deal with him. Doesn't that tell you that something's wrong with the system if this guy keeps getting arrested over and over and over again for the same crimes?
Well, not only are they aware of him, they know the guy by name.
Deputies spotted him yesterday and arrested him at the corner of Sunset and La Brea after the sheriff's department said he exposed himself to a woman in her laundry room. NBC4 investigates obtained LA County court records showing in the last 5 years that Harrington pleaded no contest, which is legally the same as guilty, to several misdemeanor charges of peeping and soliciting lewd acts.
Okay, at what point is Gavin Newsom and company going to understand that these people cannot be reformed? That if you refuse to put them in prison, they're just going to repeat the same bad behavior over and over and over again, and they're going to make neighborhoods unlivable?
Well, if you look at the timeline, a good chunk of these charges happened under you-know-who's watch.
We got some wobbly knees allies.
Oh, yes. Lots of accountability to go around.
He faced felony charges of assault with a deadly weapon and burglary in 2020. He pleaded no contest to the burglary charge, and the assault was dropped.
Why?
Because equity.
Court records showed he was repeatedly accused of violating parole in the last year, including an incident in late August. Detective Oscar.
What's the point of parole if there's no punishment for violating your parole?
The entire concept of parole is you're supposed to mind your P's and Q's. And if you don't, you go to jail. That's how it's supposed to work. But parole has just become something where they check a box and it means literally nothing.
Detective Oscar Soriano said they've arrested him many times before.
This guy's been arrested here in the city of West Hollywood numerous times for, like I said, all different type of crimes.
Including exposing him.
Hey, wait a second. I think that rhymed.
This guy's been arrested here in the city of West Hollywood numerous times for, like I said, all different type of crimes.
Yes, it did.
He could be mayor.
Including exposing himself.
Correct, yeah. Including, indecent exposure.
What do you have to do to get on the sex offender registry?
Apparently nothing in Los Angeles County under George Gascon.
Like everything that's been talked about sure seems like that's the kind of person that we'd want to legally keep away from neighborhoods, parks, and schools.
And just keep in mind that when they tell you that the statistics show that crime is actually going down, the cops are being instructed to look the other way when this guy does what he does.
Well, wouldn't you look the other way?
Who wouldn't?
The lewd acts in public, peeking, loitering, drunk in public.
Yeah, wasn't the allegation that we heard that he is always walking around with an open container of beer?
Well, let's just put him on probation, and next time he'll knock off a jewelry store, too.
Narcotics.
Given his record, some people may wonder how he was still out on the street in the first place.
A lot of misdemeanors are, unfortunately, side out offenses.
Again, they will say the number of felonies in Los Angeles County has fallen off a cliff. This is why.
We changed the definition from a whole bunch of crimes that were felonies to misdemeanors. And because of the overcrowding in the jails, thanks to AB 109 dumping out the prison population onto the county jails, when the jails are full, if you get busted for a misdemeanor, they just give you a ticket.
Every time this guy takes the fruit outside the loom, he should go to jail.
A lot of misdemeanors are, unfortunately, side out offenses. But just based off his criminal history and that he's done this multiple times, we were able to keep him in jail.
And tonight, as Harrington sits in jail, detectives said there may be more victims.
We know when he starts to, go on these peeking and loitering incidences, he does it the same night, and he just goes from building to building. So if anyone...
Can you hear how defeated this deputy sounds, having to explain that they have to go after this guy over and over and over again?
Well, it's one of these situations where everyone has to work in tandem for the system to work. So if there is a breakdown in the DA's office, if there is a breakdown in the state legislature, if there's a breakdown with the judges, then this guy gets let out and he's back on the streets doing what he does.
So if anyone has any information with this individual, or if they've seen this individual, to contact the West Hollywood Sheriff Station.
Chloe said she's...
Will you have them describe what they saw and sketch a photograph?
Well, not on this radio station, but maybe in private.
Chloe said she's relieved after she learned he was arrested.
I did get a call that he was in custody, so I'll probably go home today.
Now she hopes he stays in jail, where she says he belongs.
Hopefully that stops happening and we can all sleep a little safer at night.
I don't know about that.
They're going to let him out.
And now keep in mind, Harrington has not been convicted in these latest incidents. And I did reach out to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office asking for some more clarity on how he has still been released after so many arrests. I have not received those answers just yet. Again, Jackie Harrington expected in court tomorrow. Reporting live in West Hollywood, I'm Alex Rozier, NBC4 News.
There you go. The latest on the serial peeper in West Hollywood, arrested for now.
And the reason the news isn't hearing back from the authorities is because there's no good answers. There is no justifiable reason to leave this guy out on the streets. Zero. Outside of left-wing stupidity. If you'd like to weigh in on any of this, give us a call at 800-222-5222, 1-800-222-5222, 800-222-5222 is the telephone number, 1-800-222-5222. The Fix California Hour coming up after the news at 1. Let's go to Paige in Hollywood. Paige, hello.
Hey, I was telling your screener that about a month ago I was in Plummer Park in West Hollywood, and I got there right as this guy, I don't know if it was the same guy, because this guy was tall and had dreads, and the picture that I saw of the guy that you're talking about was bald, unless he was wearing a wig. But anyway, he was exposing himself. Apparently he had been there before I got there, and the park is full of like little kids, like toddlers and just kids. And he was exposing himself in front of the toddlers. So they called the sheriff. Sheriff came out and walked him across the street to the LAPD side and left him there, and then they left. He came back to the park when I was there, pulled his pants down, and stood there for like 40 minutes. They called the sheriff. It took them like 40 minutes to come out. The first person they sent out was a female about 5'3", and again, this guy was like 6'3". And then another guy showed up, and they stood there and watched him for like 40 minutes with his pants down. A couple more people, sheriffs showed up. They stood for another 10 minutes. And finally, they arrested him. But when I spoke with security, they said that the reason they don't do anything is because the neighbors all around the area film the police and even film the security guard and then call the city to complain about them. So they would rather, some of the neighbors would rather a man exposing himself to toddlers than having a police officer use a little bit of force to make him stop doing it. It's insane. And before, really quickly, I really wish you would do like a cruise, like a listener cruise.
Oh, we'd love to do one. You know, that is my favorite way to vacation.
Yeah, do one from LA, like a 5-day to Mexico or something. I would love it if you would do a listener cruise.
Well, thank you, and thank you for that suggestion. And Randy, if this guy is going to stand there and expose himself in that park for 40 minutes in duration, I'm surprised they didn't pick him to do the Super Bowl halftime show.
I had a feeling that joke was coming.
You know, I have seen the movie Mary Poppins any number of times in my life. Not once did I ever see Mary and Dick Van Dyke and those Banks kids come across a flasher. Not once.
I don't think they put up with that in 1950s London.
I don't think so. Not from Dick, not from any of the other chimney sweeps.
Okay. Why don't we move on to a call before you get us in trouble?
Let's go to Richard in San Jose. Richard, hello.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, you guys, I've been listening to you guys for the last 6 months. You guys are phenomenal. It's comedy, but it's really sad that it's comedy. You know what I mean? It really is.
Well, it's reality, unfortunately.
Most comedy does come from pain.
And I got an idea. You can put that guy in the Super Bowl, and you can call him Lewd Bunny. Never mind. You guys just keep up the good work. It's great entertainment. It really is.
Well, thank you so much for the call. We appreciate it. And Randy, it really goes to show you when people look at cops as if they're the enemy, and people in the neighborhood are always trying to catch the cops doing something that is outside of the instructions, outside of what they're supposed to do. The cops just stand there and watch the crimes occur. I mean, this is what we hear over and over and over again. If you want to make the cops the enemy, fine, then you have to live in neighborhoods where things like this happen, and you figure out how to deal with it.
That story was so shocking and at the same time so not surprising at all that can happen for 40 minutes in front of children at a park.
No, but politically in West Hollywood, the voters there, because the voters are ultimately the ones that set the policy, they look at the flasher as if the flasher is the victim, and the people with the kids in the park need to check their privilege.
We just haven't given the flasher enough services. That's the problem.
That's right. If we only had more safety ambassadors, the flasher would understand that they're not supposed to expose themselves at the park in front of children.
In fact, to tie the two stories together, how about we hire some safety ambassadors that are ex-cons?
Well, this guy's not an ex-con. He's a current con. What are you going to do?